Well, Ross, that leads us quite nicely onto the quickfire round, where,
Sure.
where I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you have no longer than 30 seconds to give us some amazing answers.
Okay.
Are you ready? What was the number one thing that was holding you back from becoming a leader in your field?
I'd say it was probably just that analytical piece. I was always fairly strategic in my thinking, but to be able to actually do the sophisticated analysis that drives those more impactful outcomes, I didn't have the skill sets. When I developed that, it really allowed me to take my game sort of to the next level.
What's the best piece of business advice you've ever received?
I think just understanding the difference between a leader and a manager. And I've been reflecting on this a lot lately. A manager is somebody that organizes and executes on a lot of administrative tasks, and a mission where a leader really truly inspires. And so good leadership is so crucial. And even in this space, it's so crucial, really being able to inspire people to gain sort of a shared vision and to make things happen. It's probably the best business advice I've got, just understanding differentiation.
What's one book you'd recommend to our audience? Why? Obviously, aside from your own, which will be linked in the description, are there any other books that you would recommend to our listeners to help them on their journey?
Probably The Power of People is another good one. It's just been released recently. That's a really good book.
Could you share some internet resources that you use to keep up to date with current events and in your area, both in your space, but also, to network with your peers? What does your desktop consist of when you're online?
That's a really good question. So there's a bunch of really good LinkedIn groups out there. To be perfectly honest, I have to give a shout out to David Green. Just following David Green on LinkedIn.
Yeah, he's
surprised. Yeah, he's doing his own thing right now. So, just being able to kind of stay in touch with David Green and a lot of the articles that he recommends usually keeps you really up to date.
He compiles all of the articles for the month into one master post. I use that as well.
David, I just wait for David to provide that list.
That's the hard work. That's the hard work. Fantastic. And anything else that you use outside of that? Any websites or sort of?
Just a variety of different things. I mean, I just use Google a lot still too.
It's true. Do you know?
And of course, your website and what you're doing here is actually something that I do starting to leverage a lot, just because it provides me with a lot more perspective on HR leaders and what they're thinking, and not just kind of in this narrow space that I'm in. So it actually is a really useful tool as well.
What's one thing about your business, working at Facebook, that most excites you?
I think it's just the people that I work with here. I mean, I know it sounds almost cliche, but everybody is just amazing. They're so sharp. This culture that we have of just, moving fast and having impact and it's just a great place to work.
Well, Ross, you've been an amazing guest, and I know our members would be a lot better off for it. So great actionable advice there. If there's one piece of guidance you can give to all of the HR leaders out there, what would that be? And also, what's the best way to get in touch with you if our listeners wish to reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Best piece of advice, I think, if we're talking specifically about kind of strategic workforce planning and people, I think it's don't move too fast. Understand what you want to achieve, and then understand what it would take to achieve that.
Fantastic.
Right? So go slow, and maybe start a pilot project. Really put a lot of upfront thought into what it would take to be successful. You learn more about that in my book. And then LinkedIn. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to answer questions, and I'd love to connect with everybody if possible.
Fantastic. Ross, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us. Guys, make sure you, I'll drop the link in the description to Ross's new book, Strategic Workforce Planning, Developing Optimized Talent Strategy for Future Growth. You all need to read it. So I'm going to link it to below. Ross, I'll let you get on with your day, because I know you're probably halfway through yours now. I'm ending mine. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and share so that others can benefit from the great knowledge and experience. See you tomorrow.